Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday afternoon, about 2 p.m. I am on my way to retrieve the grandkids from the bus stop. So Isa will be 11 pretty soon. His birthday is October the 21st. He's just growing up and getting so tall and everything, and he's so smart. And Ife, she's a mess. She told me yesterday that she learned, what did she call it? She did say she learned a new word, but she had a definition of an expression for it. It wasn't a big word. I'll have to ask her again. So anyway, she learned a new word, and she said it was inference. I don't know if she said inference or inference. So I asked her what did it mean, and then she did an explanation of it. I don't remember what she said, but I don't even know. It was like, I guess if you infer something, like if you say something is this or that, but it's really not or whatever. I don't know. Y'all tell me what is the definition of inference. But she's big on, learning new words and things like that. Did I tell y'all the other day she asked me what does lactose intolerance mean? She was watching a cartoon on TV, and I guess one of the cartoon characters was lactose intolerant. So I explained to her all about lactose in the body and what it is and what it does and everything. Y'all, my car. Okay, so this is what happened. So you know all about the gasket repair and the spark plugs were replaced. So I told him that I needed a new tire on the passenger side, the front passenger side, remember it had a screw in it, and I took it to the tire guy, and he removed the screw, and then he put the tire back on, but he didn't, balance it or anything. So my steering wheel has been vibrating and pulling to the right real bad. So when I took it to the mechanic Monday, I told him I wanted to buy a used tire for the passenger side. So anyway, when they did the gasket and did the spark plugs, and they gave me the complimentary hydraulic lifts and everything. So I was so happy to get all of that done. So I didn't even look at the tire, to see if it had been changed or anything. So then I drive the car home, and I get on the parkway, and it's still vibrating and pulling to the right. So I thought, oh no, what did he do? He didn't give me the new or the used tire that I paid. So when I got home, I looked at it, and it looked to me like it was the same tire, So when I took it back yesterday, I told him, I said, I wanted you to replace the front tire on the passenger side. I said, is that the tire that you put on that I paid for, the used tire? And he said no, that he put the new used tire on the front driver's side. I said, well, that's not what I needed. I said, it's still pulling to the right, and the steering wheel is vibrating and shaking. I can barely keep it on the road. So he said, okay. They don't speak very well English, so I guess it's a communication problem too. And he didn't write anything down. He didn't do an invoice or anything. I just paid him the $650 cash, and that was it. A lot of these mechanic shops, if you pay cash, they don't write up an invoice or anything, and you don't have to pay sales tax on it. I guess they don't have to report it. That's not my problem. And, it was still not starting after the engine got hot. So he put it on the lift, and he, figured out, looked up there, and you could, see that I forget what it's called, the intake pipe or whatever, was just, cracked wide open. Now, if I could get under there with some duct tape, I'd fix the darn thing, and I wouldn't have to pay $200 to get it fixed. He took the new tire off of the driver's side, and then he put it on the passenger side. Well, I didn't think anything, I was so exasperated and confused and upset because of the tailpipe thing, or the exhaust pipe, the intake pipe, that I wasn't thinking straight. And then, like I said, the English and Spanish miscommunication. So anyway, I'm driving it home yesterday afternoon, and what is it doing? It's vibrating and pulling to the left. All he did was put the old tire, the bad tire, on the driver's side now. What I really needed was the tire from the driver's side back on the car, not the bad one from the passenger side over here. Y'all, I'm so confused. I don't know if I'm going forwards or backwards. So now I've got to try to hold my car in the lane while I drive to go babysit the grandkids. Thank God I don't have to take the grandkids to any type of after-school activities, because I don't want them riding in my car. Luckily, though, most of their little activities are nearby. I don't have to get on the parkway with them. But I mean, if you're poor, and if you're female, and if you're elderly, you've got 3 strikes against you. You might as well hang it up, because you're going to be faced with all kinds of challenges. All kinds of challenges in your life, because you got 3 strikes against you. But anyway, I'm going to just keep on and let y'all bop, 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 bop with me down the highway until I can get this other tire, buy another used tire. And this used tire is not that old. I don't want to go back to the used tire dealer that I have been buying them from, because he doesn't even have a lift, so there's no way that he can even, lift the car up to balance the tires or anything. So I'll manage. I may have to contact Uber and ask them for another card so I could try to, they give you 2 cards. They give you 2 cards. You get a card that you can use. It's like an Uber credit card that you can take into the grocery store and shop for a customer, and then pay for it with the Uber credit card. And then they give you a debit card that is attached to a bank, and that's where they deposit your money after every delivery. But I mean, I felt like that I was just, destroying my car, just trying to make $4 or $5. To me, the Uber offers were horrible, because it would be like deliver 8 miles for $4. So you go 8 miles, well then you're out of your area, so you got to come back 8 miles to get back to your area to get orders again. But I may have to do that, because I've got to get this flex pipe replaced. That's going to be $200, and I got to get a tire. I mean, look at it, how it's vibrating. I hope y'all are able to plan for your retirement better than I did. I mean, I've struggled as a single female, having to finish raising 3 kids. Well, Jason was 18 when we got divorced, but I still had Jeremy and Jill to raise on about $600 a month disability, so it was rough. So, I mean, I had to have every penny I could get together. There was no way I could save. I couldn't even think about retiring. I could just only think about, feeding the kids for that day and making sure they had clean clothes and clothes that fit them, because y'all know kids and teenagers grow so fast. You're constantly having to buy more clothes for them. And of course, Jill's jeans and Jeremy's jeans all came from Goodwill. Anyway, I'm just frustrated because I just spent $650 and now I still have the flex pipe problem and the tire that's pulling to the left. I just didn't think about I don't even know how to explain it. Anyway, I just want to go take care of the children, make their little after school snack, maybe help them with their homework, and get my mind off of all my troubles. They bring me joy and happiness and so much fun, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I just wanted to give y'all an update on my car situation. It'll get straightened out. I know God gets tired of me praying over this car. But anyway, that's my problems for today, so I'm going to go. Y'all please give me a thumbs up and share. And if you're new here, please subscribe. And if you have any car repair stories you want to share with me, or being a female stories and being elderly and all the problems that you have to encounter, let me know. Thanks, guys. This is the used tire that I bought yesterday. I mean, it looks pretty good. Got some tread on it, so I was happy with it. And I wanted it on the passenger side because the old tire that was on here had been pulling to the right and my steering wheel was vibrating. So the mechanic told me on Monday that it had a bubble in it. So, I didn't watch them. I went inside, just waited for them to make the repairs. It was like 3 hours I had to wait. So I didn't even look at it. I doubt I would have noticed that anything was different anyway. So anyway, when I drove it home last night, the same thing was happening, the vibrating and pulling to the right. So whenever I took it back yesterday, I said, you put the used tire on the driver's side instead of the passenger side. So then he went over there and he took the new one off of here, put it over there, and then put the bad tire over here. Well, that didn't solve the problem. Now I've got the same bad tire, but it's on the driver's side now. So now it's pulling and vibrating to the left. So I don't know whether to go back and tell him I want my old tire back that was on this side to begin with, or just wait until I can save up $70 or $60 and buy another used tire. I'm really sick of dealing with mechanics. They just make me so mad.